Hi guys, and welcome to the second part of the cave level tutorial. Like I said in the last video, I worked a bit more on the actual cave mesh. I'm going to show you how far I've gotten. I changed a lot of things, as you can see right now. I made it a bit more organic, so I added more loops and I just created a bit more of a rock-like wall with a lot of dents and things sticking out, and I added the roof. And in some parts I made it a bit lower, and other parts I made it a bit higher, so you get a bit more of a sense of scale. So this is the stairwell section. Some parts I left straight, because for example in this part here where there are stairs, man-made stairs, I kind of wanted to have the feeling that it was done by humans and not just a rock formation. Oh, one more. So it now feels a bit more like an actual cave. I'm going to show you how I did it in Maya. So this is the level, and if you're like, what is this? I just turned on the backface culling. What it does that if a face normal is pointing inwards, by turning it on, it will just simply not show up. So when I change the viewport, you can see that it actually makes some of them visible, some of them invisible. So what I did, I'm going to show you my old mesh. Save this. So the first thing I did is that I added the roof by simply using my modeling toolkit, and then with Edge I just created these segments over here with the tool, bridge tool. I've added a loop around the bottom side, so over here, this one over here, which I use to make the bottom a bit more wider. Oh, so I just grabbed an edge and I just pulled it outwards like this, and I did it for the entire level. That way it just felt a bit more organic, a bit more cavey. After that I used a trick, which I will show you. So first thing, when I was done with the bottom section over here, I went to my mesh, then I just hit smooth. What it does is that it turns one face into 4 faces. So it just gives us a bit more stuff to play with. And then I went to my mesh tools and I used sculpt geometry tool. I'm gonna bring up the settings here. Since our level is kind of big, we also need to make the brush a little bit bigger than usual. What it does though is that you can actually sculpt your vertices and faces. By default it's going inwards, but if I hit Control it will go outwards, and when I hit smooth, hit shift, it will smooth it. So with this tool I just made everything feel a bit more rock-ish. In some parts I just made the ceiling a bit lower, like so. Some parts maybe a little bit higher, like for example these parts over here, these rooms, I just made it a little bit bigger, a little bit higher as well, so it just feels a bit more spacious. Same for this one as well, for example. That's pretty much how I changed everything, and this is, until I got to this point over here. I try to get every vertex or every edge to be not straight, because nothing in actual real life is not straight. So make sure that try to get everything a little bit more curved. So this is what we have so far, and now we can add a bit more detail to it. So I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool that if you were staying over here, for example, in a level, and that there is something in the wall here, like a crack in the wall, where you can look outside, and in this place here there's this little oasis of some grass and trees and some water. I figured that would be really cool, so I'm gonna add that. So in here I'm gonna find a location, maybe at this location right here. I'm gonna create a crack in the wall. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip my normals, so it's a bit easier to model, and I'm gonna add it, for example, right here. So I'm gonna go to my modeling toolkit. I'm just gonna use the multicut tool, and I'm just gonna create something like a segment, maybe something like this, like like so. If I do these are n-gons, it's fine, but I'm gonna just click and I'm gonna connect these to these points over here. So the meshes are still nice and clean. I'm gonna hit 3 to see if everything's connected. It's fine. Then I'm just gonna grab the faces over here. I'm just gonna delete them. So we now got a hole in the wall. It's pretty big, but I don't mind that much. So I'm gonna grab the edges over here. Double click. So it selects them all except for this one for some reason. There we go. And again, edit mesh, edge, extrude. I'm gonna pull it out. And one more time, but this time I'm gonna scale it so it will be looking something like this. They're flipped right now in normal, so I'm gonna grab them and normal reverse. There we go. And I'm gonna use these edges to create a cave in a cave. So I kind of want to have it go around in a circle-ish. So and that will lead to the outside. So we can have something like a nice sunlight hitting the tree, for example, or trees or and grass in there. So it's just some cool touches in there. So I'm gonna grab this one. I'm gonna pull it all the way up here. This one as well. Oh, not that much. And I'm just gonna create something that looks like an inside of actual cave. Oh, let's grab this bad boy. Oh, wrong one. There-ish. Okay. Here, let's pull this one a little bit to the left, so it's more of a cylinder shape. Okay. So again, we're gonna extrude these two edges over here. You know what? I'm gonna show you a little trick. So I'm gonna just grab these faces and I'm gonna hit Shift I, so everything will be hidden except for these faces. Just makes my life a bit easier. So extrude them outwards. Now of course I can't see them anymore. There they are. Move it to there, extrude it again. There-ish. There, and maybe one more curve in there, something like this. To make it a bit more interesting, and then I'm just gonna bridge them together, and you should actually hope it works. Bingo. Okay, so we got a cave in a cave. Just gonna grab these edges over here, and I'm just gonna extrude it outwards again. So we're gonna make it a bit higher. Just pull it out, something like this. Okay. Maybe an edge loop in here, so we have a bit more stuff to play with. So let's pull this edge, for example, a bit inside, so it looks a bit more like an actual cave. Maybe this one to that side, and let's grab this vertex here. Just make it look rough. There you go. Okay, that looks pretty neat actually. Then I'm gonna grab all my edges in the bottom side, so double click them all, see if they're all selected. They are, and then I'm gonna hit mesh and fill hole. Of course, this is a giant n-gon which we need to fix. So I'm just first gonna cut this. Oh, not that one. So I'm gonna cut from here to there. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're gonna add one more, maybe something like this. And now they're all quads, which is perfect. And hide them. Okay. Okay, looks pretty good. Maybe just to be safe, I'm gonna extrude this out a little bit more to the just outside. So I'm gonna increase the size, fix the parts that needs to be fixed, like this one. So this one, maybe this one as well, a bit more to that side. Okay. Okay, cool. I like that. That looks pretty neat. So now we have something to look for to when we are actually inside the level, so you can actually peek through a window and see the side outside. But we're gonna add a tree and maybe some grass, just some fun stuff. Okay. So when I play my level, there are a couple of things I noticed. I mean, it's still boring. Maybe we could add some stuff on the roof or some bridges in between. So let's do that. So I'm gonna grab here. I'm gonna invert my normals one more. So reverse them. And maybe I kind of wanna create like a arch. Maybe like this face here. I'm gonna make it smaller. And maybe this one. I'm just gonna select them and I'm just gonna hit bridge. So we get a little bit more interesting stuff going on. So I'm gonna add some more loops in here. On there, so I'm gonna grab this and scale down this one as well. And this one a little bit lower. Maybe add one more, like so. Maybe even put it to the side, something like this. This one as well. Oh. So it's not perfectly straight. Then at my vertex, I'm just gonna maybe let this one down a little bit more, and this one to the left, or a little bit more inward. This one as well. So just breaking it up, so it's not perfectly straight anymore. This one there, maybe this one a little bit up. So it's just a bit more interesting shapes, like so, maybe. That looks pretty okay. Maybe even, let's go even further, so I'm gonna add one more loop there and there, so we can even add more, like something like this. Maybe let's take this bit even further, a bit higher, this one maybe a little bit lower, this one as well, so we get a more of an arc shape in there. Let's grab this one. Too much, something like this maybe. This one as well, and maybe to the left. Oh, too much, right there. Something like that. So it's just a bit more interesting and more visually appealing. Otherwise, it's gonna be just a cave with walls. It's not that cool. So something like this is just to make things a bit more interesting. I'm gonna check out my wall. I thought so. We kind of need to fix these normals first. So I'm gonna grab. Then I'm gonna do the trick again to grow my selection. Should be fine. Okay, and I'm gonna flip my normals, so reverse, so I can see from the inside. This needs to be fixed as well. So reverse normal. And same, and same. Okay. Then this giant plane over here in the center of it, and fix them. Okay. And save. So perhaps we can add more stuff like this, like stuff coming from the walls. Maybe like one of them. Let's zoom in a little bit. Maybe for example here. Yeah, that'd be cool. So I'm gonna use my edit mesh face and extrude, but I'm not going to extrude, I'm going to use offset, so it goes inside. Let's fix the shape a little bit better, so I'm going to grab my vertex over here. I'm just going to fix my shape so it's a bit more square-ish. Okay. Then I'm going to grab my face and I'm just going to extrude it. This is really weird, so actually because of my mesh. Oh dear. I thought so. Okay. Okay, much better. And let's fix the shape of it, so this should be inside. That one should be a bit lower. Okay, much better. So I'm gonna extrude it. Pull it down, maybe shrink it, So it looks like a stalactite, I think they're called. Maybe this one a little bit lower as well. Maybe add one here. A bit bigger. This one as well. It's a bit more interesting shape. Maybe you can get this one here a bit put to the left. This one a bit to the right. So we just got things hanging from the roof. It will make things a little bit more appealing. Put that one there, maybe on this side. Let's do something different. Let's grab this face here. Do the same thing. So face extrude, but this time I use offset again. So, and I'm just gonna pull it out, like so, and then fix the shape. So we got this, well, thing sticking out. I don't know what's called, but maybe this one. Oh, and so in this one, a little bit lower and to the left. Okay. It's just about adding interesting shapes. Maybe here we can add an arch as well on this section. So zoom in, grab this one. Oh, I think I just moved my mesh. No. Okay, so maybe here, let's grab this face, make it smaller, and we're gonna use this face. So I'm gonna bridge it. Nope, bridge it. Bridge. And maybe curve types. I'm gonna make it blend. Okay. Looks pretty neat. Well, let's fix it. First I'm gonna grab this edge loop over here. I'm gonna shrink it more. Then this one, shrink it. Okay. Again, I'm gonna add a couple of loops just to gives a bit more options on the actual shape of it. So I'm gonna grab this vertex, then I'm gonna lower it by a lot, so it looks more like an actual cylinder instead of just a giant box. Same here and here. There as well. So this one should be higher. This one should be higher as well. Maybe put it inwards a little bit. This one as well. To just get a little bit more interesting shape to it. So I'm gonna lower these as well. So I'm gonna go on my edge. Might as well be lazy. And oh. And put it up. Okay. So a bit more interesting shapes. Maybe here would be cool if we had something like an alcove over here. So we can add a prop, like a fountain or a statue or something else. So let's do something like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my multicut tool. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to make the shape of an alcove. So that I'm going to go here, there. Oh, and there. And then we're just going to fix the hang-ons. So one there. I think this should go there. Oh, that looks wrong. It is. Okay, that's better. And then I'm just gonna grab these faces and I'm gonna shoot them inward. So extrude. Maybe even more, and I'm gonna shrink it. And then again lower it so it actually looks still on the same level. See if it's almost correct. Nope. There. So maybe we can add something in here like a prop. That'll be cool. Okay. So we've got a couple of interesting things right now in the level. So maybe we'll just leave it at that. But one thing I do want to do though badly is fix these stairs. They're not bad, but they're boring. So I'm just gonna isolate one. And maybe it would be cool if we add something like a bridge to it. That'd be pretty sweet. So I'm gonna do just that. A couple of ways we can do that, of course. One is we can use this mesh and then just extrude the part outwards and then create something like a ridge with those vertices, or you can create a separate object for it, which is a bit easier. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do right now. So I'm gonna create a box, a simple box, roughly the same size of the object, and that's it. Then I'm gonna grab the vertices and move them up. So I'm gonna use it where it starts, here-ish, and where it ends will be around here. Okay, so let's see where it's located. All the way over there. It's pretty big though, so let's make it a little bit smaller. And let's see what it looks like inside the actual mesh. See, this looks a bit more interesting, so hence we're doing it. Maybe even a little bit bigger, and a bit to the side. There we go. Okay, let's do copy paste it, so to this side as well. That looks much more interesting. I'm gonna grab both of them, so this one, and I'm just gonna duplicate it and rotate it. When I currently rotate it, you can see what happens. It's really not that helpful, so what you can do is double click on the tool over here, rotation tool. Then I'm going to change the pivot to my manipulator. So now when I turn it, you can see what happens. It actually does it perfectly. I'm going to go in top view, and I'm just going to rotate them. And in the bottom left, you can see how far they've rotated. So now it's 85, 86. I'm going to go as close as possible. Close enough, and then channel box editor -90. Okay. I think I just rotated the wrong way though, but yeah, I did. Oh well. We're gonna use it here. So grab it. It should be there-ish, and then front view. Line them perfectly with the staircase themselves. Oh, this one doesn't align, as you can see. It's a bit too short. Well, that's not a bad thing because we of course fixed that. So let's grab this one here, move it up, and see what this one does. That looks, it's not gonna fit, so I'm gonna make this a little bit lower. It's cheating, but hey. So I'm gonna delete this one. There you go. That looks cool. That looks really cool. So I'm gonna grab these once more. This one and this one. Duplicate them. And this time I'm gonna rotate to the left. So 90 degrees there. And place them where they should be. Here. Something awkward is happening again. What the hell is it? Okay, so it doesn't fit at all. That's what it should be here. There, well, let's just fix it. Oh, wrong object. And move it up to there. Okay. and duplicate it to the other side here ish. Okay, it looks much more interesting, so I'm gonna do it one more time. For the final stair, which is this one. Okay, it's way too big, but I'll survive. We can fix that, of course. So let's do it a little bit higher. Does it fit though? Yeah, it looks pretty okay. Let's move this one a little bit to the left, so it actually overlaps the staircases, or the actual stairs. And this one, I'm gonna keep it like this one. Okay. Make it a little bit shorter. And same here. Okay. Much better, much better, much better. So let's export it, see what it looks like in the scene. So I'm gonna delete this again, and I'm just gonna export everything, export all, and FBX. And let's drag it in. Okay, let's give it a collider, otherwise we're gonna fall through again. I don't want that, so physics, mesh collider, and just hit play. That looks weird. I think I did something wrong. Probably. Let's go this way. I want to see what it looks like with the hole in the map. Oh, this one looks pretty good. It's too high. Okay, we need to fix that one, of course. So let's do that first. I cheated, but okay. So we really need to fix this one. So let's go to that section and let's lower it. Let's lower it entirely to something like this, probably. Oh, I got to first normal. Okay. And let's see what it looks like now. So delete this as usual. Export all. And import it. Okay, I'm gonna be lazy, and so I'm gonna move my character control to the place where I want it to be. So here is much better, and let's hit play. That is cool. That is cool. This thing is still a bit too high, so I think I'm just gonna move this edge and this edge, so we get a bit of more of a window feeling to it. So let's do just that. So I'm gonna grab this edge here. I'm just gonna lower it, this one as well. Lower it, and this vertex here, this edge here, I'm gonna lower it even further. So it's almost the same height as the actual floor. Maybe this one as well. Lower it. Maybe lower. So this is the actual outside, which we need to fix. And then again though, do we? Maybe just this one. And lower. Let's pull it even lower, so we can add things like, for example, water. That'll be cool. So, and here we go again, delete, delete, export the whole thing. That's much better. Can we go through it? That's an issue. We kind of want to avoid that. We don't want the player to go inside here, so we need to make this a little bit smaller. So something like you can peek through, and that's it. So let's do this one here. Move it to the side, and this one as well. So you could just have a small peek of what's going on there. Something like this maybe. Should work. Okay. Okay. So this first one here looked really weird. This first, well, bridge thingy, arc thingy. So I'm gonna try and fix that one. I think this one is sticking out. Yep. This one as well. So fix that one. Even further, something like this. And this one as well. Okay. Much better, much better, much better. So I think I'm gonna leave the actual cave as is for now. I think it's pretty okay. So now we can actually move on to making things like props, which is a bit more interesting. So I was thinking about making something like a well here, where the player can jump in and well die, and then there is a light coming through the ceiling, so it shines on that well. That'll be really cool. So I'm gonna do just that. So I'm gonna go to my top view. I'm gonna go where it should be here. I'm gonna create a cylinder, but I'm gonna create a cylinder with 8 sides. So right now this is too much. So I'm gonna go to my HP editor and I'm gonna create 8 sides, like so. And I can leave like that. See where it's located right now. It's too high. So right now it's pretty big. I kind of don't want it to be that big, so I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller, something like this, maybe. That's also a bit of a guess, so maybe something like this. And let's lower it to it actually fits on the ground. There we go. So right now this is our triangles, but by deleting these you get a perfect quad. I'm gonna do the same thing here. So this one, this one, this one, this one. Then I'm just gonna grab this face here and this one as well, and I'm just gonna extrude it and offset it. Okay, much better. And I'm going to delete these bottom faces. There we go. And I'm going to grab these. I'm going to make them a little bit smaller so they can actually fit through this part here. So a little bit more, something like this. Then I'm just going to extrude it all the way down. So down to something like here. Of course, also the actual level needs to be fixed then. So I'm going to grab these 4 and extrude them, offset them, and just try to get these vertices to align with the actual well. So this one should be there, there. So a lot of things that you've done for the car, they will always come back. For example, just like use this technique, they will always come back. So it's making the car is actually really helpful and really useful. That's why it's also on my channel. So this looks really cool actually. Okay, let's grab the well, and I'm gonna add like a border to it so that stands out. So I'm gonna grab edge loop here, I'm gonna grab my faces, and then I'm gonna go to my modeling toolkit and hit extrude a little bit less so it sticks out a little bit more, something like this. So we get a bit more of an interesting shape to it. That looks cool. That looks really cool. So I'm gonna keep like this, and I'm just gonna smooth around the normals so it looks like it's actually round. There we go. I like that. I like that. So we should also then create a hole in the roof, so which we can use for sunshine to go through. So I'm gonna flip the normals so I can see where I should cut. And then again, as usual, I'm just gonna use the multicut tool, and I'm just gonna create a simple hole in the roof. Maybe something like this, I don't know. Oh crap. So this one to that one. Okay, and let's grab these and just delete them. And a bit more inside, something like this. I'm just gonna extrude that a little bit outwards, so if the player looks up and looks at this crack or the hole in the ceiling, he just won't see the outside. So I'm just gonna extrude it a little bit outward, and that should be enough. So there's the hole actually has some thickness to it. Again, normals, flip them. Done. Okay. This looks much better. This doesn't look pretty good. So we created this alcove here for a reason, so we can actually add something. So I'm thinking about like a large fountain or a vase of some sort. So I'm gonna create a cylinder, something like this. Just give it some height. Oh, there it is. Again, I'm gonna go for 8-sided cylinder, like so. And again, I'm gonna delete these edges because they're annoying, and these faces I'm just gonna delete them. There we go. And let's give it a little bit less thickness, and then as usual I'm gonna go to a face extrude. This time I'm gonna extrude it outwards a little bit, and then I'm gonna shrink it. So we create this pedestal thing like, and same thing here. I'm gonna extrude it upwards, maybe a little bit more, so a bit more interesting. And one more time, maybe this one a little bit bigger. One more time, even bigger. So upwards, just a little bit inside, so we get this nice round shape to it, and offset something like this, and then extrude again. Oh, but this one. See how far we can push it down. I'll be there. So I'm gonna add one more edge loop, so I can get a bit more curvature to it. Okay. Let's just soften the edges, and let's place it where we want it to be. So there. Oh, there. And I'm working upside down. That's really helpful. That's gonna be minus 0.2, I'm guessing. Where is it? There it is. And I'm correct. So there. Let's make this part actually straight. So these vertices, I'm just gonna move them up. There we go. Okay. Maybe we can add something in here, like for example water, just to make things a little bit more interesting. Maybe a little bit bigger as well. Something like this. That doesn't fit though, so let's not do that. Okay, something like this. Just make things a bit more interesting. Let's see what else we can do. Maybe we can create like a broken archway around here. That'd be really cool. So I'm gonna create a box. Top view. I'm just gonna create a simple box here. So this size, I want it to be square. Let's put it up. So make sure it is square. So make this one and this one as well. And the height's pretty okay. I'm just gonna add one edge loop here. So this one here. There we go. I'm just gonna merge, duplicate it, something like this, and then I'm just gonna combine them. Mesh and then combine. I'm gonna grab these two. I'm gonna go to my bridge. I'm gonna call Control Shift, and I'm gonna go Curve Types and Blend. Let's add more divisions. So the more you add, the smoother it becomes. I have no idea what these normals are doing. It's really annoying. Normals. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, fixed. Weird. So we got this archway that we can use, but maybe like it's broken. So let's just delete these faces here. Something like this, maybe even lower. So like here. Then I'm just gonna fill these holes here with the mesh fill hole. Same thing here, fill hole. At the bottom though, I'm gonna delete the faces because we don't actually see them. So delete, and we don't need these edges either. Okay. So let's place it. Place it should be, oh, why is it over there? I'm gonna use center pivot. That looks pretty damn cool. A bit more rotation, something like this. Okay, that looks cool. So let's grab this one here, and let's grab this edge maybe and just put it inside so it actually looks broken and not perfect. Let's grab this one here. Oh, this actually works for a change. There we go. This one here, let's put it up. Okay. And maybe we can add like a wall here next to it, so that goes inside the wall, so we can close it off. Let's do it as a separate object. It's a bit more efficient. So let's go top view, and then I'm just gonna grab a box here. Just gonna make it straight up. Where is it? There it is. It's way too big, but hey, let's go to channel board, this board here. Let's make it really big, like 8, maybe more. Scale it so we get to that point, maybe a bit higher. That sticks out. Maybe no. Maybe a little bit. Okay, but it's way too. This has too much depth. Probably like 5. Okay, and we're gonna turn it. Okay. Grab the vertices here and just move them in. I'm just gonna copy it to this side here. So it's now nice and closed off almost then. So this bad boy, and let's move it up. Okay, maybe let's get this part up top, this face here, if I can actually select it. So there you go, and let's extrude it outwards so we can actually make this curve as well. So I'm going to grab this part here, then I'm going to grab my edge, just going to move it to the side, maybe a bit lower. There we go. Oh, these two, and move it up. Doesn't have to be perfect though, but something like this. Okay. So it just feels a bit more that something happened here. Okay, well, let's just have a look inside Unity what it looks like. Delete everything, this one as well, and import it. This works much better now. We can actually oh, we still can't. Crap. Oh, but we'll just fix that with a bit of a hack. Okay, let's move the first person controller here. And let's move it to there-ish. I like that. I like that. That's cool. So let's see what the other thing looks like. And the stairs as well. Much better. That looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. Works as well. Let's check out the well. Yeah, I'm stuck. Oh. Okay, so that works out pretty well. So for now we're just gonna keep on adding props and props and props. Just keep at it. I'm not gonna make a video of all props I'm going to make because that will take forever. So for now I say just make props, have fun at it, just and keep modeling and modeling and modeling and just have fun. The next video will be about us texturing the actual cave and all the props. So check again next time, and we will continue then with making this awesome cave level. So I will see you guys next time.